Hello, welcome to Alif Infotech. I am Sharik. Today I am showing you how to retrieve a data into grid view and how to edit and update it. Open SQL Server Management Studio. Connect it. Now right click on database and click on a new database. I am giving a database name student detail. Now explore your database, student details table. Right click on a table, create a new table. Now our table designer window will be open. Now I am giving my first column name ID and data type integer and unchecked it, and now select this column and right click on it, give primary key, and at the bottom part give its identity specification, change it to your yes. Now my second column name is a name, data type var character, does not allow null, email, data type varchar, does not allow null, uncheck all allow nulls checkbox. I am creating a 5 fields in my table: ID, name, email, gender, stream. I am giving a name student detail for my table. Now right click on our table, then click on edit to top 200 rows, insert data. See, I am inserted data. Now see, our data is inserted into a table. Now explore the programmability. Right click on store procedure, then click on a new store procedure, and I am simply erase all these stuffs. Now I am writing a query to create a new store procedure for update our existing data. Create PROC means procedure, and I am giving a procedure name UP underscore student details. UP is a short form of a update I am taking. Now we have to give a parameter. Our parameter is ID, which data type is integer. The second one is name, data type is varchar, and its character limit is 50. Now I am simply copy paste it for other field, other parameter. Now I am taking email, gender, stream. Name is our column ID name, column name, and email is also column name, and @ name is a parameter, our parameters. And give a condition where id is equal to @id. Okay, I am selecting all and execute it. We get an error. Let's see what this error. Our table name is also correct. Okay, sorry for that. I am taking a set nearby update. Okay, again execute it. Our command completed successfully. It means our store procedure is completed created. Now open a Visual Studio. Click on a file, go to the new, then click on a website. I am giving it a name, student detail. Click on OK. Now see on the right side Solution Explorer, right click on a student detail, go to add and click on add new item. Select a web form and click on add. Okay, go to the design part of our page. Click on a toolbox and take a grid view by double click on it. Now go to the source part of our page and write a code under this grid view. Take auto generate columns equal to false. Okay, now I am taking on row editing event, which is used to edit my row of a grid view, and giving it a function name grid view 1 underscore sorry. Okay, I am taking a function name grid view 1 underscore row editing. Now I am taking a on row update function, on row update event, and give its event name is grid view 1 underscore update. I am doing same for on row cancel editing So I am now taking a on row cancelling edit and give it a name, event name, unique event name, grid view 1 underscore row cancel edit. Row cancelling edit. Okay, now I am taking a template field. Before template field I am taking a column, close this column, and under this column I am taking a template field. I am taking template field because I want to show more than a one value of a data field in a single column. To accommodate this, grid view offers you a template field. That's why I am taking template field. Under this template field I am taking a item template, is used by default to render the cell for each row. Now under this item template I am taking a button for edit and give it ID btn underscore edit. I am taking this button for edit, that's why I am giving an ID button edit, and I am also giving its command name ID also edit and text also edit. Then I am taking a edit template. Edit template can be used to customize the interface when editing data. Under this edit template I am taking two buttons, one for update and one for cancel. Give them a unique ID. I am giving ID button update btn underscore update, and for edit button cancel button I am giving a btn cancel, and command name for text also update and command name also update, and for cancel button I am giving a text also cancel and command name also cancel. Now again I am taking a template field, and under this template field I am taking item template, and under that item template I need to take a label for showing our database tags and text box for editing database tags. Okay, I am giving a this template field header text also, and I am giving this header text name for this template field. Sorry, my first column name is id, so I am giving it id, header text id. Now close this template field. I am taking a label and give it id lbl underscore id and text. Under this text I am giving a value of our id column. So for that I have to take this bracket and percentage mark, and after under this, between this we taking hash, sorry, sharp you can say, and eval, and under this bracket I am giving the column name, our database column name id. By taking this label show the id column values. Now I am doing same for all columns. For name column I am taking text box also, because I want to edit the value of a name column. That's why I am taking a text box, and I am showing the value in this text box. That's why I am taking text box equal to eval, and under this double colon I am taking our column name. I am simply copy and paste it. Now my next column is email, giving label id also lbl email, and the column name is email. Under this double colon of eval means eval, it's pass the value in text box, also giving a text id txt email. Now the next column gender, doing same for gender also and stream also. Okay, now I am coming on a CS page of default page. Right click. Now I am simply giving connection to SQL server. Right click on a database connection and then click on add connection. Drop this drop down and choose your server name. This is my SQL server name. Okay, now select student detail database from this drop down list, then OK, click on OK. Now give packages of SQL server using system.data. The second package is using system.data.sql client. Now create a function. I am just simply create a function for binding our grid view, and now I am giving a SQL connection. I am writing a statement of SQL connection, and this is our variable name. Con1 is our variable name, or you can say object name of connection. Okay, under this double colon I have to pass the path of our SQL connection. So go to the Server Explorer and right click on our connection, go to the properties, click on it and copy all this connection string by pressing Ctrl A and copy it and paste it under this double colon. Now give a command write SQL. First of all I am open the connection and then I am giving a SQL command, and this is our object name cmd1 and new SQL command, and give a SQL query. Between this double colon I am giving a select star from my table name, which is table student details. After that give your connection object name con1. Okay, now take a SQL data adapter which adapt the data from database. Okay, erase this command line and give SQL query statement into this adapter. It's also work. Again I am giving the same query, select star from table tbl student detail, and again pass our connection object name con1. Now after that I am taking a data set and fill it by giving a data adapter object name. da.fill ds. ds is our data set and da is our data adapter. Fill both them. Now giving a data source to our grid view. ds is our data set. Okay, now bind our grid view, and remember this is our main function. Our function name is show data. If you see I am taking a protected void show data, and now I am closing the connection con1. And remember, and friends, please take this show data function under the page load inside. under the is not postback. Okay, remember this to take in a page load. Okay, I am creating another function for row editing. I am simply copy from AXPX row editing ID to the CS page. This is our function name, grid view underscore row editing or event name, and our object, I am taking object sender, and we have to take this system.web.ui.web controls event for edit index of grid view. So remember to take this system.web.ui web controls. This is inbuilt event, or you can say under packages. Okay, now I am taking a grid view dot edit index equal to e dot new edit index, and remember to take your main function in which you bind a grid view, that is show data. Remember to take this in all function you are created. This is our main function. I am simply edit it, row editing to our second function, grid view 1 underscore cancelling edit. And this grid view 1 event args also cancelling editing event args. And give edit index equal to -1, it means false. Now create a function and also taking this show data main function under this grid view 1 row cancelling edit event. Okay, I am now create a function for row updating. This is a function, this is a event which update our data. So see it carefully. Now first of all give a connection statement. I am simply copy it from upper function or our main function and paste it to our update function event, and simply change it object name con1 to con. Now I am taking label now I am taking all ID label text box of grid view in object, or you can say in a variable. Label underscore id is our label id which we was taking a default AXPX, or you can say source part of our page. I am pass this label id value to this object id. Now simply copy and paste for all columns. Now my second column is name. This is our object name, and under this double colon I am passing the label id of name. Under our grid view, I am just simply taking a label and text box, label to show our data and text box to edit our data under the item template. Now I am converting that text box into an object, pass those text box value into object or variable. Okay, after that I am simply write a command statement. First of all I am open the connection, then I am taking SQL command, or you can say SQL command. CMD is our variable name. And between this double column I am passing a store procedure. Okay, I am passing store procedure in SQL command. To fully understand store procedure, I am strongly recommended you to watch my video how to insert, edit, update data in SQL using store procedure. Now I am taking a command type, which is obviously command type is my store procedure. That's why I am taking command type dot store procedure. Now after this, taking us parameters, cmd dot parameter add, and @id is our parameter which we are pass in our store procedure. If you remember, I am passing these parameters at the time of creating store procedure. SQL data type means what the parameter data type, it's integer. Dot and value, I am taking a value from this id parameter from our label id. I am just pass the value of label id to object id. That's why I am taking id dot text. Doing same for all objects, name, email, gender and stream also. Now I am taking a stream.text.toString. This is method to change the value of text box to string. Now I am taking a cmd.execute non-query, then close the connection and give a grid view edit index equal to -1. And again after that remember to call your main function, which is show data. Okay, let's see, save it and let's see it's work or not. Debug it. After debugging, you are redirect to Google Chrome or whatever your browser is selected on Visual Studio. I am click on an edit button and let's see it's update or not. I am simply edit my name Sheikh Sharik to Sheikh Sharik and click on update. Yeah, it's working. Okay, I am edit another field BSCIT to MSCIT stream field, update it. Okay, it's working. And edit this another column. See, another column is also edit or not. Okay, I am checking cancel button also. It's also working. Cancel button is also working. And let's see in a SQL store procedure. Yeah, our data is updated successfully. So see, our data is inserted successfully in our table. So thank you for watching my video, friends, and please subscribe my channel, and if you like it then hit the like button and click on a bell icon to get the updated videos of my channel.